is what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so lesson 1 for today, asking and answering questions about key ideas. We ask questions to get information or to understand something. So typically, remember we've talked about this, how can we start a question? What can we ask? Oh, I just asked a question using the word what. What's another way we can ask a question? Ace Monroyd. Where, very good. What, where, what's another one? Jaden.
How.
Very good. How. Ace Engelhart, what's another way? I have what, where, how. Oh.
And.
Okay. All right. Not.
Why.
Why? Yes. Very good. Why? James Mack, is that what you were gonna say? Okay, what were you gonna say? Who? Yes, very good. So you guys know it. So we can begin questions with who, what, where, when, why, and how. So as you read, it's important to ask yourselves these questions so we can better understand what we're reading. Then you look for key details to help answer your questions, because sometimes when you read, you can even answer your own questions that you have if you pay close enough attention. Lily, go ahead and sit up, please. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so asking and answering questions will help you understand the topic. So first thing that we're gonna do today, I want you to look at this picture, okay? Just take a look at it for about a minute. Look at the title of the picture and look at what's going on in the picture, okay? And then we're gonna talk about it. Hold on for 1 minute. All right, so I think we got a pretty good look at it. Lily, tell me what you see.
What I see is that the dogs, like the mom, the dad dogs, while they're getting food in the tunnels, like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it looks like there's a lot more than 5 because this one over there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're getting food. I guess if there's room to, I don't know if dogs get food for winter.
Okay, very good. So these are called not just dogs, but what kind of dogs? Ace Monroyd, what kind of dogs are these?
Wild dogs.
Ooh.
I only know it's a wild dog.
What does the title say? I think the title can help us answer that question. Remember?
It says dog. It says picture.
Okay, actually, I know we haven't learned this word. Say this word with me. Prairie.
Prairie dog.
Prairie dogs. And
what is a prairie dog?
so I have notes in Spanish too. So for my dual language people, it says prairie dogs are also known as perritos de las praderas. They said that's another name for them. I don't know if that's true or not, but so that these are prairie dogs, okay? And I want you to look, so we have prairie dogs are these little guys, okay? These little guys that are digging holes and tunnels. Now what about this guy right here? Do you think he's a good guy or a bad guy for the prairie dogs?
It's like a wolf. It looks like a wolf.
It looks like a wolf. Do you think that he's trying to be nice and friendly to them?
Trying to eat them.
No, Mr. Wolf is hungry. He hasn't had his dinner and he wants food. And he doesn't get to go to the grocery store like we do. So he wants to eat Mr. Prairie Dog 1 and 2, right? So what do you think these tunnels are doing? Why do you think these prairie dogs made these tunnels? That's another question I had. Why?
Because to let them be safe.
Okay, good. So what activity did everyone get a good look at this picture? Do you think you know what's going on in it? Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna answer some questions as a class. Okay, oops. So our first question, what are most of the animals in this picture called? What are they called? We just talked about it.
Prairie dogs.
Very good. They are called prairie dogs. And here's how we knew they were prairie dogs, besides Miss Buckland telling you, because that's obvious. But we know that they're called prairie dogs because the title of the picture is Prairie Dog Homes, right? And there's more. This is a wolf because he's so big and there's only one. Prairie Dog Homes, it's talking about all these little guys, okay? So let's look at this next one. Where do these animals live? Who can answer that question just by looking at the picture? James Mack, where do these animals live? Underground, good. Underground, and I'm gonna add to that in tunnels. Is that what you were gonna say? Or what? I see your hand, James, go ahead.
I was going to say, can I tell you something that I realized in the story?
Yes, you may.
I realized something in the story. I looked at the store and I found out that they treated them, that they treated them because they were just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. Very true.
Miss Buckland?
Yes.
Did you know that a cockroach is like 100% that they could live while they get smushed?
Cockroaches can live after they get squished?
No, they could mostly live because they actually could it's really hard to kill them because
Yeah.
American cockroaches are called American, but they're actually from Africa, and some cockroaches went into a boat to America, and then they kept spreading it around the world.
Oh my gosh, ew, yucky. I wish they would have just stayed not here because I don't like cockroaches. Okay.
But there's boats.
That's true. Yep. All right, guys, so back to this. It says, where do these animals live? And James helped us out and said that they live underground in tunnels. But how do we know that? What do we see? What do we see with our eyeballs?
Because it's just showing us.
Okay.
They have tunnels in the underground.
Okay, good. But besides just seeing the tunnels, how do we know that they live underground? What do we see? Someone else. Ace and James are on top of it, but I need someone else to help me out. What do we see, Vanessa?
A nest?
Yeah, they have little nests. Look at the little prairie dog family, right? So they don't just build these tunnels to just get their exercise running around underneath the ground, right? They live under the ground. So hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so we know this because we see the prairie dogs underground. They have tunnels and homes for their, prairie dog families to live.
And did you saw the other prairie dog that they were neighbors? One prairie dog family was actually next to the right one is next to the left one. So
They're neighbors, kind of like we have neighbors. Yep, they're neighbor prairie dogs. Okay, last one that we can answer from looking at the picture. Why do these animals live underground? Why do you guys think that these animals should live underground instead of living on the surface? Ace Engelhart, why do you... Okay, I heard a little bit of what Lily was saying, but it kind of cut out. So Ace Engelhart, what do you see? Why do you think that they live underground?
So when it gets cold out, they can have a nice warm house.
Okay,
Or
yes,
they can.
very true. That is honestly probably true as well. They live underground because maybe in bad weather. But Ace, look, the weather is really nice out today. The sky is blue. They could probably live on top and be just fine, right? Or not? What is this guy looking to do? This big...
Because they're tiny animals and there's a bunch of predators for them.
Yes, very good. A predator. Like we were talking about earlier, Ace Engelhart. Does this guy look like he wants to be friends with them?
No.
Yeah, he's probably looking for a snack, right? James.
Or you could just dig.
Yeah, James Mack. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they probably make such little holes so predators can get in and think that they can actually eat.
Awesome. That's a great answer, and I think I'm gonna use that to answer this question on our PowerPoint. So why do these animals live underground? To protect themselves from predators like, and I believe someone said it, that's a wolf. So they use these underground tunnels to protect themselves from predators like wolves. And someone tell me, what do they actually physically see in that picture that we were just looking at? What do you see? Jennifer, what do you see in this picture? What is he doing? Does he want to be their friend or no?
No, they want to eat.
Yeah, he wants to eat them. So we can see, we see a wolf wanting to eat the prairie dogs. So they build tunnels to stay safe, okay? All right, guys, so that...
Why? I mean, he was sticking his nose, and there's trying to sniff them.
I know, he was trying to sniff them and see what they were up to, right? Okay.
Yeah, and why do they call them prairie dogs?
Why do they call them prairie dogs? Because, actually, you know what? I actually know the answer to this question. I don't know the answer to many questions, but I do know the answer to this one. They live out on the prairie. And a prairie is like a really flat, surfaced area. So, hold on. Let's pull up a picture. Look here's a prairie. Oops. Do you see how flat and wide open it is? If there was anything running around on this prairie, I think it'd be pretty easy to see it, let alone a wolf or a prairie dog. So the prairie dogs actually have pretty good covering if they're underground, right? Yes, so that is the prairie dog. All right, guys.
Did you know buffaloes could run about 10 miles?
Buffaloes can run 10 miles?
And then stop.
Ugh, my gosh. That's...
But did you